Oh, hi! Haven't noticed you there. Welcome back to another sketching video. So this time around, I'm going to show you how I approach my design and sketching process. And for that, we're going to do a step-by-step video. And we can start with the first step, which is research. What am I researching here? I'm looking for sandwich containers because that's what I chose as my topic to design and sketch. I wanted something more utilitarian and mundane, and that is why here you can see me looking for different sandwich containers to see what I like about them and what I would like to incorporate into my design. For this, I create a mini mood board and note down the things that are of interest to me. I will probably not stick to this strictly throughout the process, but it is a good guiding element. Next, very important, and something that I mentioned in several videos before, is the warming up part. Just like an athlete won't start doing any exercises without warming up first, we can't start drawing without warming up those drawing muscles either. Most important are the lines and ellipses that we utilize a lot, especially in industrial design related drawings. You should also keep in mind to do these exercises before starting some serious sketching. In this part of the video, I just wanted to have a bit of fun. It is a good idea to familiarize yourself with a product you are going to sketch or design to know how it works and what its purpose is. In this case, I wanted to draw a couple of sandwiches to see what my container is going to carry around. But you definitely don't have to go this far into detail. This was just me sillying around. My idea was that this container should hold 2 sandwiches stacked on top of each other, plus a small snack like fruits or a yogurt. And as you can see in this part of the drawing, these very basic shapes convey this desire perfectly. You don't need anything other than some ellipses and a rectangle or 2, and then you can convey everything you need. This is where the really fun part of the design exercise starts, the exploration and ideation phase. This part I like to start with setting my hands and brains like really loose. What many of us don't realize is how full our brains are with clutter and useless ideas and images. Well, not useless, but they are there. While having the quick research phase in the beginning is very important and helpful for the whole process, it also subconsciously puts images and rigid design directions into our heads. In this phase of the process, we can get rid of those by just drawing absolutely everything that comes to mind, which is important because at the beginning I was just drawing boxes and nothing really exciting. In situations like this, I like to go a bit crazy, step outside the box and just draw crazy stuff that wouldn't make sense. In this case, I was drawing triangular shapes with a heavy-duty handle, something out of a maybe rugged, futuristic world. Next, I tried some round shapes and different rounded shapes as well. Really just some stuff that I know for sure that I won't use, but I needed to get some crazy ideas out of the way so I can concentrate on the actual design. And these crazy ideas might actually be a spark of something really fun and functional down the line, so never dismiss them completely. Here you will see me start to dabble with this idea of a water bottle that can be attached to the sandwich container with some sort of click-on solution. This is an idea I did not consider in the beginning, but I started to like it more and more as I was sketching along. And because at this stage of the ideation phase I'm quite comfortable already, I like to throw in some random sketches to break up the flow of an idea so I don't get stuck with it. But you can clearly see that this attachable water bottle thing really had me going for a while. Another thing that I think is important to mention here is that while I started out in 3D sketches, you can see that here I switched to side views. This phase has to be very comfortable and fun for the creator. So if you think you are much faster with simple side views and can ideate better that way, definitely do it like that. We are not creating pretty presentation sketches here. The purpose of these sketches is to help us in nailing down ideas that we really like. We can also explore these ideas further by sketching function and usability, but definitely keep the drawing simple and have fun. This is also why people tend to call these napkin sketches, because of their simplicity. Next, I came up with this idea of what if I make the container a bit thinner so it has a sleeker look, but then I could stack several of them together. And while I wanted to explore this idea further, I had some other designs stuck in my head that I needed to get rid of. For some reason, I saw all these images of sandwich containers with handles. I don't know what I had with handles. And while I really don't care for the idea of a handle, I just needed to sketch them out. Here you can see the result of these various lunchboxes with handles on them, and while aesthetically I really like the full round one, I don't think it fits the functional purpose of what I am going for here. But yeah, as you can see, even with these sketches that I know for sure I won't use, I tend to make them in explanatory ways so they can give me information even if I decide to look back at them somewhere down the line. It's informative. After I had the last container with the handle out of my system, I decided to revisit the idea of stacking these containers, and I must admit, I really enjoyed this idea. I like using spaces efficiently and saving space if possible. That is why I wanted these containers to be interlockable, but not only to keep them out of the way. I wanted to be able to stack two of them together and use the top container as the lid for the bottom one. You know, as a kid, my dad was making the best sandwiches, and as a nerdy little boy, I easily fell prey to all the girls who just wanted one bite from my sandwich. So my dad started putting an extra sandwich sometimes so I don't end up with half a sandwich or less. So I think the stackable lunchbox would be a great solution for that. Coming from an engineering background, I find it helpful to do a couple of technical drawings to help me explore and explain how things should work. In this case, after sketching out a joining mechanism and seeing how it would fit together, I didn't like the aesthetic look of the half-rounded and half-knot sandwich box. So I decided to rethink the shape of the container while retaining the joining mechanism, and I came up with this rounded form that should still fit together nicely but gives a much nicer aesthetic look, in my opinion. This is all I have for this week's video, but be sure to check in next week again, where I will be talking about choosing a concept that I like, taking the idea to the next level, and preparing possible compositions for a presentation page. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this in the future. For more regular updates, follow me on Instagram, and as always, I wish you a great day and see you folks next time. Bye bye!